Hey everyone, in today's episode we are going to repot a plant and I'm going to show you how. So for materials, I've brought out this planter that you need. I usually get this moisture control potting mix from my local hardware store. And then I also have some of these little rocks that I usually put in the bottom of the planter. We'll get more into that. It's for draining purposes. And I've got a shovel just to scoop out some of the dirt that we're gonna place into this pot. And then of course I have the plant that I need to repot, which has not been doing so great. I've had it in this pot for a little over a year. And so now the roots are coming out and it's, as you can tell, had some trouble growing in this pot. So now we're gonna place it in here and watch it grow. So I just put on gloves because it gets a little messy, and so I just like to wear gloves when I repot. So first I'm gonna show you how to take the plant out of its original pot before we then go and place it in here. So usually what I do is I place it on its side, so like this. And as you can tell, I've just laid out some materials so that the dirt doesn't go everywhere, but I usually just tip it over as best you can and pull the plant out. Let me move that. And from here, I just typically brush away all of the old soil from the roots as best you can. And this is where it gets a little messy because you actually have to try to break some of the dirt off without breaking too many of the roots or pulling them apart too roughly. And so as you can tell, I am just kind of gently pushing some of the old soil away. My cat is walking over here because he is like, ooh, I smell plants and dirt and I want some of that. So if he comes into the screen, you'll get to meet my cat. But I'm just gonna continue doing this until it seems like all of this old soil is off. And as you can tell, this was really just packed in there and not like the best soil. There we go. So take a look here. See how long the roots go. And that's the plant that you're gonna pot into the soil. And it's gonna get just fresh soil going forward. After I clean this up, we're gonna plant the plant in here. So, be right back. To begin, I place a little bit of soil in the planter. This is mainly to cover the drainage hole so nothing falls through it, and I lightly pack it down as shown. Next, I place some pebbles or rocks into the pot, and this is mainly so that when I water the plant, it drains out and it has some space to let water seep through. Next, I add more potting soil. Here, I typically add enough to fill it to about the quarter-way mark of the pot, and then lightly pat it down. Next, we'll take the plant and put it into the pot. Place the roots in first. As shown, this plant is probably requiring a larger pot than what I'm planting it in, but for the purposes of this video, it gives you a general idea of how to repot. Once you have the plant in place, you'll fill in dirt all around the plant itself. You'll basically keep filling in the dirt all around the plant until you've reached the top of the planter itself. Make sure that you're patting down the soil along the way, packing it down into the pot and stabilizing the plant. Just know that it might take quite a bit of soil. Once you're done, voila, you have a potted plant. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the repotting and I hope it was educational for you. I will just note that as I was repotting this plant, the roots are ginormous on this. So it actually probably needs a pot that is a little bit bigger than this one, probably similar to these birds of paradise over here. So in a matter of months, I'll probably repot this yet again and use this pot for a different plant that's growing. I also wanted to remind you guys to water the plant just a little bit after you repot it. So I'll do that here, and I have this tray underneath, which I mentioned in previous videos. It's a good idea to have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and be sure to tag me in any repottings that you do on your own. And with that, happy planting.